Do you have what it takes to be an entrepreneur? Well, if you're over 50, I've developed a 7-step quiz that can help you answer that question. I'm going to share that quiz with you in this episode of Over 50 TV, and that, my friends, that's up next. Welcome back to Over 50 TV. My name is Lou Reyes. I'm your host. Before the break, I promised that I would share with you a 7-step quiz that will help you to answer the question, do you have what it takes to be an entrepreneur? But before I share that quiz with you, what I want to do is ask you to please go ahead and subscribe to Over 50 TV. To do that, all you've got to do is hit that little red button. It's underneath the screen. There's also a little bell. If you hit that little bell, you'll get our latest updates, and our updates will be delivered right to your inbox. And there's also a thumbs up button. If you hit that thumbs up button at any point during the video, that lets me know that you're enjoying the content. Alrighty, you're ready for the quiz. And listen, I know it sounds like we're back at school, and I sure don't mean to take it back that far, but it's a great way for me to present these questions to you. I want to help you to determine if you have what it takes to be an entrepreneur. And we're going to start with number one. And number one is, can you start and finish a task independently? And listen, as an entrepreneur, we all know that we work quite often by ourselves. Quite often we're setting our own time, our own schedule. Quite often we don't have a corporate office or corporate people to help us to build that business, to go in there every single day and to do what we need to do. So, do you or can you work independently? It's a question, yes or no. Can you set and achieve short and long-term goals? It's another question on the quiz, and it's a serious question, as all these questions are. But as an entrepreneur, you are going to have to set and achieve short and long-term goals. There's no, I didn't get to it. There's no, well, I will get to it. There's no, I just didn't do it. No, if you're an entrepreneur and you want to be successful, you're going to have to set short and long-term goals. They're going to have to be measurable, and you're going to have to achieve them. Can you do it? This is another yes or no question. Do you have the discipline and self-motivation to work for yourself? And I wrote that down on my quiz here, and that to me is just one of the big questions that we all have to ask ourselves. Are we disciplined? Do we have the self-motivation? They're two separate items here, but it's really part and parcel of the whole. Can you get up at the same time every day? Can you sit at that desk at the same time every day? Can you do the job? That's important. Are you self-motivated? Now, sometimes, I know in the past when I started a business, when I started my first publishing company, I made sure to put pictures of my family next to my desk. That was my motivation. But the motivation came from within. I told myself I had to do it, and I did it. But you have to ask yourself, do you have the discipline? And are you self-motivated? That, again, is a yes or no question. Are you comfortable creating your own paycheck? That's a big question, and it's a big question on this little quiz that I'm presenting with you here today. It's a question, though, that is a deal killer if you say no. But as an entrepreneur, you know that you are the one who is responsible for making sure that the money's coming in. You're the one responsible for making sure that the bills are being paid. And there will be some times, especially in the startup phase, where there won't be a paycheck for you. But after all, if you've decided that you want to become an entrepreneur, you know what the risks are. At least you should. But you also know what the rewards can be. But again, the big question is, and it's a yes or no question like all the others, are you comfortable? Are you comfortable creating your own paycheck? Are you comfortable with change? Any business that you start is going to evolve, and any business that you start is going to change. From the first day to the first day of the next year, to the following year, to the year after that, all businesses evolve. You have to be comfortable with change. You have to learn how to make the adjustments. Now, you probably thought when I said, are you comfortable with change, I was referring more to, hey, you're working for a company and now you're working for yourself. That's also part of the being comfortable with change question. It's no doubt. But the bigger question to me has always been, can you make the adjustments? Are you good at making the adjustments? Is it something that you feel comfortable doing? Big, big question. And again, this is another yes or no question. Can you manage money wisely? That is a very, very good question. And it's an easy question to answer. All you got to do is look at your checkbook. All you have to do is look at your budget, and I hope you do have a budget. But can you manage money wisely? When you're an entrepreneur and you are spending money on a daily basis, when you're investing in buying product or investing in supplies, you always have to stick to your budget. And again, all you've got to do is look at your personal finances to determine whether or not you can manage money wisely. If you're always in the black, that's great. If you're always or frequently in the red, that's not so good. Can you manage money wisely? It's a yes or no question. Here's the last question on our 7-question quiz. Do you have what it takes to be an entrepreneur? And that question is, does thinking about becoming an entrepreneur, does thinking about becoming self-employed, does it keep you up at night? Is it something that you think about all the time? While you're driving your car, are you thinking, should I start my own business? While you're taking a shower, do you think, should I start my own business? While you're eating dinner, while you're having breakfast, while you're eating lunch, are you thinking, should I start my own business? If you have anxiety, if you're nervous, if it gets you a pit in the stomach and you're thinking, yeah, I gotta really start this business, then my suggestion is do it, because you have what it takes, in my opinion. Now, conversely, if you rarely think about it, if the thought's fleeting, if you occasionally just think, yeah, maybe I should start my own business, well, here's what I recommend that you do.
Forget about it.
So listen, and I'm going to say if you've answered yes to every single one of these questions, and there's no question about answering yes to every one of these questions, then I think you are on the right path to start your own business. What I'd say to you is this: if I was sitting across from you, if we were talking about it and you answered yes to every one of those questions, I would take you to the next step. And then we would start looking at a business, what the idea is, and what kind of business you want to start. But before you do any of that, you've got to answer yes to every single one of these questions. And these are pretty simple questions. They're all yes or no questions, but without a doubt, you have to answer yes to every one of these questions. This is Lou Reyes with Over 50 TV. I want to thank you for watching this episode. I also want to ask you to subscribe to our channel. You can do that just by hitting that little red button. There's also a little bell. If you hit that little bell, you'll get our latest updates and they'll be delivered right to your inbox. And as always, I ask you to just please give us a thumbs up on the video. I'm hoping this helped you. If it did, give us a thumbs up. That lets me know that you enjoyed the video and that you got value in it. So listen, have a great day, everybody, and I look forward to meeting you and talking to you again soon.